Today I'm driving my very own Volvo S60R. I've owned this car for a little under a year. It's got 163,000 miles on it, and I absolutely love this thing. For the people who don't know what this is, it kind of looks like any other Volvo that you might see some grandma driving around town. And honestly, in comfort mode, it kind of feels like one too. This is a luxury car that Volvo made in 2004 when their branding was kind of all about safety. They were making these very safe family cars that were a little more luxurious for people who didn't want like an Audi or a Mercedes-Benz. When you're driving this down the highway like I am right now, it kind of just feels like a normal, comfortable 2004 luxury car. But then when you use the manual transmission and you drop a few gears, this thing is quick. Like a lot of the cars that Volvo was making at the time, this has a 2.5 liter turbocharged 5-cylinder engine, which is a little bit strange, but it's kind of something that Volvo was just known for at the time. They were putting that configuration of engine in kind of every car that they were making. The R engine though got a bigger turbo, different internals, and it makes 300 horsepower in 2004 in a Volvo. What? So that means when you put your foot down, oh, this thing is quick. And it stops good too because it has Brembo brakes on all 4 corners. I remember the very first time I heard one of these cars, and I remember just being like, what? The sound that this engine makes, especially with this IPD exhaust, it's so distinct. It doesn't quite sound like a 4-cylinder, it doesn't quite sound like a 6-cylinder, but it's this super smooth and very addicting soundtrack. Another selling point on the R is its all-wheel drive system. It was honestly pretty advanced for its time, and this car can apply different amounts of power and braking force to each wheel individually. That means that for how comfortable and heavy this car is, it kind of pushes itself through the corners in this really addicting way. One of my favorite features about the R though has to be these 3 little buttons on the dashboard which say Comfort, Sport, and Advanced. In comfort mode, this car feels like any other Volvo from 2004, and it's a very nice car to be in, especially with this super nice Swedish interior. But when you hit that little Advanced button there on the dashboard, this car completely changes. The adaptive suspension stiffens up like pretty dramatically, and the car reacts completely differently to throttle input. This thing is so sick, and honestly before getting into this, I thought this would be like kind of a gimmick, but I actually find myself using it quite a bit. A lot of the time when I'm actually driving the car myself, I find myself in sport mode because Advanced is just a little bit too firm for the LA streets, and Comfort is just a little too floaty. Between the adaptive suspension, the 3 different drive modes, the all-wheel drive, and the Brembos, I feel like this car kind of was ahead of its time, and it's just weird seeing that coming from Volvo. It's not a car that's gonna leave you stranded often. I've never been sort of just stuck, broken down on the side of the road with this car, but they do love their maintenance. I have done a ton of work to this car already, and I'm sure I'll be sharing a lot more of the maintenance in the coming episodes about this car. So I want to give you a little exterior walk around of the car, kind of show the outside of it, show some of the cool features, because it is kind of a weird car, but the only thing that makes an R different cosmetically is the headlights and the front and rear bumper. The body is the same. The later years did get like a body kit, but I'm not a fan of it. I think these are the only reflector headlights with HID bulbs from the factory. Why is it a reflective thing with HIDs? Anyway, one of the things that's weird about it is when you turn on the high beams, it just kind of moves them around. Like, it doesn't actually turn on a high beam, and it really doesn't work at all at night. One thing I find funny about this car is the amount of R logos. I think between the wheels, brakes, front bumper, rear bumper, I'm probably missing some other ones. There has to be like 12 R logos on the outside of this thing. Like, they really wanted you to know that it was an R. Mine is actually cosmetically pretty rough. Marty may have made it look good in that B-roll, but like, there's a lot of dings and scratches, and the roof is completely fading in terms of clear coat. The clear coat here is fading. Whoever had it before me just did not know how to reverse because there's so many marks on the bumper. This is all scraped up. I don't know why I kind of weirdly like how cosmetically it is beat up, because I do drive this car a ton. I drive it around Los Angeles. If like a shopping cart rams into this thing, like, it's not gonna ruin my day, you know? I don't think I'll ever restore the paint on this. I think just the fact that mechanically everything works already is kind of a miracle, and that's enough work to keep up with. This had 300 horsepower. Again, with the fun R logos. Sorry. Again, with the R logos. Down there you could see the big turbo that this car comes with. It's a little dirty, so we're just gonna close this up now. So I'm back at the garage now, and it's because I want to talk about the fact that my car specifically has 163,000 miles on it, which, if you've ever owned a Euro car at that kind of mileage, you know that that is dangerous and scary territory for cars like this, especially on a car like the R specifically. There's so much technology that was very advanced in 2004, and to try and maintain that to its full function in 2023 is quite a journey. I think I've done some kind of maintenance to every part of this car that makes it an R specifically. I will be making a full ownership maintenance video that I've done over the past year of owning this car, if that's something that people are interested in. And in terms of my plans for this car on the channel, what I want to do is just restore it to a perfectly riding Volvo like it would have been in 2004, and then maybe add just a little bit more power and a few upgrades to this car. I have immensely enjoyed owning this over the past year, but I'm very excited to do some mods to this thing, fix it up a little more, and just share that process with you guys. Also, just a quick thank you to everybody who's been watching this channel so far. It's a completely new journey for me. It just feels so different to shooting photography videos, and it's been really refreshing for me to focus my efforts on something new when it comes to making YouTube videos. So I'm very excited to make more videos on this channel. Thank you if you subscribed. Thank you for all the lovely comments so far.